Hello, I'm Taylor Jean, and this is your Evo Lounge podcast for Evolution 1079. Today, I have a very special guest with me. I have Adam Briscoe. He is a local Vancouver musician, and today we're going to discuss some topics relating to musicians and mental health. So, hi, Adam.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. Thank you. So, I understand that you're a local Vancouver musician. And I know that you used to work at a karaoke company, which is very cool because I also work for that karaoke company.
Yeah, you took my job.
I took your job. So,
Fair.
do you want to talk a little bit about your background with music and how you got to become a musician and what you're doing?
Sure. It was like most guys who become musicians, someone heard me humming and said I should try singing, and I learned how to sing doing voice impressions when I was like super young and just copied people who sang, and then I went through just bats of doing, like, I did a Michael Jackson impersonation show for a few years when I was like 14,
Cool.
and then I did a lot of Beatles stuff, and then I moved out here and started doing my own stuff.
Cool. I looked up you on Spotify and I listened to a couple of your songs. They're very good. And your EP.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So I know you wanted to talk more specifically about how being a musician and mental health kind of go hand in hand more than some people realize. So do you want to describe a little bit about
Mental health and musicians.
yeah, your experience with that and then some of how you say that some of the most confident musicians are actually some of the most timid and just people can't see that?
Yeah, I don't think I ever knew I had depression for the longest time. This is the funny thing. I guess it's like funny sad, I don't know. But a couple years ago it kind of clicked. Like, I knew other people that had depression and they were talking about it. I'm like, oh, that happens to me a lot. And it kind of clicked that that's the thing I'm going through. But um I figure, like, I've kind of had a form of depression since high school, like everyone, but
Yeah.
it wasn't just like, oh, I'm sad, or to extremes. I find just like music, depression has all kinds of genres.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
mine is like a foggy blanket that just covers me, and I'm just like in a daze. I don't,
Mhm.
like, I feel down, but for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I can shake it in like a half hour, it'll go away, and some days I'll be in bed all day.
I
And
definitely get that.
yeah, and it's funny because when I started doing music and didn't know that that was a thing, it would, now looking back, I can kind of pinpoint how they kind of correlated together with a lot of songs I was writing about ex-girlfriends in high school and stuff while I'm still in school with them, and
Yeah.
all that teenage angsty beauty that's going on at the same time. And then moving out and having life kind of hit you in the face all at once because the real world's nothing but beautiful.
Absolutely.
I feel being aware of it and kind of almost embracing it sometimes allows you to kind of have the upper hand on it.
Yeah, I can agree with that too, for sure. Because sometimes even embracing it can allow you to dig deeper into your creative side, and it could probably help you with writing music and things like that.
Yeah,
So, does writing and performing music help your mental health?
it's it does, and it doesn't. I don't know, it's kind of a mixture of both. It's really like, and speaking of like famous musicians that also kind of go through this stuff, is especially when, like, you're a musician, you find out a big musician you love goes through the same thing,
Yeah.
makes it better.
Yeah.
And one of my big ones is, like, my two pillars of me in music are like Michael Jackson and the Beatles.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at Michael Jackson when he's on stage, he's this big personality that's basically a character. And as soon as he's off stage, he's kind of like this shell, quiet, timid person,
Mm-hmm.
which is how I always feel on stage. Is even when I was hosting karaoke, if you would see me on stage, I'd be running back and forth along stage, trying to take up as much as I can. But as soon as you came and talked to me behind, like, and no offense to the karaoke job, this is just how I became after like year 3. I
Yeah.
was just like, I have no one to impress. I'm just gonna be me, which
Yeah.
people kind of loved.
Oh yeah, of
So
course.
off stage, I was just kind of more chill and not as peppy as year 1.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. So, what's your favorite part about being a musician?
I
Or
don't know,
one or a couple?
spilling out all my personal truths to people.
Really?
um, it's kind of just the joy that you get from being on stage and watching people react to something, and I don't know, help people make them feel something for a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel that's kind of why I do it, to be honest, is like, and this is where it gets kind of like, it sounds depressing, but to me, I really love it. Is there's some things I go through, like bad relationships, stuff like that, you
Mhm.
know. So I try to write, basically, like I write love songs to help people make better choices than I think I've made in my love life. I feel
Mhm.
it's the same way as, like, comedians are the saddest people, right?
Yeah. So would you say that you write love songs to try and inspire people to approach things in a different way than you did?
I guess so. I
Is
don't
that
know.
what
I
you
just kind of
mean?
want that old style of love back, I think. Because there's a lot of like that 60, like think of songs from like the 60s and the 70s. Like there was a lot of nothing but love and passion, and I feel like that's kind of gotten to, like, it's still there, but it's almost like a monotone version of it where everyone's kind of saying the same thing to the same like pop trap beat kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And yeah, there's no like poetry around it that makes you really think and explore those different veins of like love and stuff. And like, to be honest, even on my EP, a lot of that was early me writing, so it's not even that deep and poetic and intertwining. Like a lot of things I'm writing now are kind of more in that vein.
Do you have any advice or anything for other musicians or other people in general who may be in a similar situation as you regarding
Um,
mental health and being a musician? You need to be, I mean, I know you said like when you get on the stage you have energy and everything like that, but like if you were doing like meet and greets or whatever, like being shy or timid or
oh, I
having
love those.
anxiety or
Well, I love those. I haven't done that in a long time, and especially now we can't do that. But
yeah,
I love
yeah,
signing like autographs and talking to people about
yeah,
music because I don't know. I feel like I still go into a character when I'm doing that. I pretend to be someone else. Like I
yeah.
completely pretend to be like in my head. I'm like, okay, you're like John Lennon, early '64 Beatles. Just put that in your head, which is really funny. And this is one of my favorite things that made me go, oh, it's okay to be, in a weird state of mind or to be shy and stuff. Is everyone, like, if you look at all the videos of the Beatles touring until 66 when they stopped, and you look at them like later on, if you notice in all the later stuff, I think I actually have a picture of them behind me, but John Lennon's got those big round glasses when he's older.
Yeah.
In all the early Beatles touring years, he doesn't wear his glasses. He's got those are
Oh.
prescription glasses
Mhm.
because he was so nervous of the crowds, he purposely wouldn't wear his glasses and he couldn't
Oh.
see a hand length in front of him.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
every time
interesting.
he's like playing and squinting, yeah, it's because he's just like he's got stage fright.
Right. Huh.
And I'm
I
like,
didn't
oh my
know
God, it's
that.
like one of the big influential people in the world.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking to me and sharing a bit more about your personal life and your life as a musician and your opinions on things and all that.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you so much, Adam. And I'm Taylor Jean, and this is your Evolution 1079 Evo Lounge video podcast.